Holness said the dollar is stable. 90 million US was dumped this week trying to save the dollar. That's where I want to start, Ralston.
Yes, good economic management can yam.
Bless up my people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, my people, a brief talk / interview between Colin Bell and Ralston Hyman. And my people, I find this very interesting in the sense where it's eye-opening for me with the information that was, spoken in this interview. And you will hear for yourself where the government has spent 90 million US dollars to prevent the dollar from going to $160 per US dollars. And remember back in 2015 when this same Prime Minister Andrew Holness was campaigning, he said that we are not going to stand by and watch the dollar go past $120 to the US dollar. We have the answer to halt the slide. And to this date, my people, they have been pumping millions and millions of US dollars, billions and billions of Jamaican dollars. Because it's evident that they didn't have the remedy. And my people, with the diaspora, the whole remittance, and them a lose money there, here and everywhere, my people, wasting it in other areas that don't really need it to that great effect. We're seeing where the economy grew 0.1% in the last quarter, and burial hit, and the farmers them are still yet to get assistance from the government. Only a small fraction out of the 45,000 farmers who were affected in the whole Beryl hurricane passage. But my people, I'm going to listen to a segment of the interview between Colin Bell and Ralston, and then I'm going to hear what the Minister of Agriculture, Floyd Green, had to say, giving an update on the status of the agriculture and fisheries sectors.
Holness said the dollar is stable. 90 million US was dumped this week trying to save the dollar. That's where I want to start, Ralston. If you say the economy is doing well,
That the development of Draxall and the investments that are being here, it is important that this be done so that we get the tax revenues and we get the people employed so that we can then take the dividends from these foreign direct investments that are made and now invest it in the people. And that is a commitment of this government, that as we pursue the economic development and getting the macroeconomic variables right, the dividends from that, rest assured, the dividends from that will be reinvested in the people in tangible ways. That is why we did something like the reverse tax credit, never before in Jamaica's history, where the government is giving back to people who earn less than $3 million per year. Never before happened. That's a way in which we are making sure that the dividends of the good economic management reaches to the people. Yes, good economic management can yam.
the dollar is stable. How is it possible that 3 times in 1 week, the Bank of Jamaica had to intervene in saving the Jamaican dollar? Talk to me.
The answer is simple. The Prime Minister don't know anything about economics and he's out of touch with the economic reality. So what he's doing is going around and spreading a whole lot of propaganda. The Bank of Jamaica had to intervene in foreign exchange with $90 million this week to get the dollar from $159.48 to $158.83, simply because the country is not focused on production and exports and not generating enough foreign exchange in order to run the economy. Just as simple as that.
So you spend 90 million US, because we want to make that clear. That is United States dollars, 90 million to save less than $1.
And hold on, this is this week. In previous weeks, they have been doing the same thing. Remember, the dollar hit the 158 barrier. Since it hit the 158 barrier, they have been intervening, and we still reach the 159 barrier and going to 160 because the country is just not generating enough foreign exchange. The trade deficit was 2.3 billion for the first 5 months of this year because exports continue to fall from a low base because Nigel Clark don't know anything about production and exports. He's just a bookkeeper moving numbers from one place to the other.
Now, Ralston, there are some serious issues laid out here. And one other thing I want you to explain to my listeners before we go any further. Spending this money to save the dollar, does it carry a positive effect or a negative effect for the country?
Because every time you intervene in the foreign exchange markets, you waste U.S. currency and then the dollar goes back to the same level or drops even further. So it's a counterproductive, it's a wasteful exercise in futility and stupidity. What you need to do is to concentrate on production and exports and production for import substitution, because those are the things that are driving down the value of the dollar. The government is not focused on production. The Planning Institute now tells us that the economy flatlined during the second quarter, April to June, 0.1%. So Clark's growth record is very bad.
No.
Exports continue to decline back-to-back for 5 straight months.
All right. So we can understand export declining as well, because what happened to our agriculture base? Is that back to where the production used to be before Beryl?
No, man. You mad?
All right. Ralston, I don't want people, I don't want to get emotional about this, because this is very bad and people don't understand. So you spend 90 million US dollars making US dollars available.
The intervention over the last 2 months is more than $200 million.
200 million US.
Over the last 2 months.
What that do to the debt? What that do to our debt? Because where we get that money from?
Well, that is from the net international reserves. So some of those money are the monies that flowed from the tourism sector, flowed from mainly remittances. So now that the remittances are declining and the exports are declining, that is why you are seeing this massive pressure on the dollar. So, for example, when they did the first intervention, they pumped 30 million in the market, but the market wanted 76.5 million, and that is why they went back again and pumped another 30 million. And that is why they went back again and pumped another 30 million, because we are really Christmas season now, and everybody is importing.
But hold on, if it needed 76 million, why you never just pump that one time instead of go 90 million over 3 times?
Well, you have to ask the governor of the Bank of Jamaica and his team about that.
Ralston, there is no production happening.
No.
Beryl destroyed the agricultural sector. The minister said it is about $10 billion worth of damage. Have they pumped that $10 billion back in agriculture yet?
No.
When they said they're going to do that?
They'll tell you that the assistance is very slow and all of those things. And then there's also the problem, apart from the damage to crops and everything, there's also the problem with the rural road network, which was already bad. So if you talk to people like Norman John, the managing director of the Mavis Bank Coffee Factory, you know, coffee is one of our biggest exports. Right. They'll tell you that the road is in a devastating state and it is leading to an increase in production cost. They can't get to the farmers to get the coffee. The farmers can't move around. Right now, the people in Ugly Gap, which is one of the farming districts in terms of coffee, they say they can't leave their houses to go to the supermarket or to go to town to buy anything because the road mash up.
So how are they getting out the coffee?
That's the point I'm making. Yeah. So they're saying it is difficult to get out the coffee in terms of the maintenance of the vehicles. So the cost of producing coffee is going up and the Japanese end is declining. So the Japanese are reluctant to pay more to buy more coffee.
Over 7,000 farmers across all parishes have received assorted vegetable seeds. In fact, the exact number as of Friday is 7,059 farmers, with 30% of that distribution being strategically directed to our hardest hit areas in Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester. This is important so that our farmers can lead this recovery effort. And I know a number of those farmers, having already received their seeds, are already out in the field and are looking to bring those crops to fruition. We will start the distribution of 57,135 broiler chicks, which will yield at least 957,000 kilograms of chicken. And we do expect that will help our small poultry farmers recover. And we're not just doing our broiler farmers, we're also providing 57,635 ready-to-lay pullets for our egg-producing farmers, which will produce about 17 million eggs annually. And again, this will significantly help our small egg farmers get back out there.
So while the government is pumping millions and millions of US to save the dollar from climbing any further, Nigel Clark going about his business this month end, leaving the budget with that shortfall of $45 billion. The farmers them crying still that the assistance for them is slow, poultry shorten, eggs shorten, and my people, the Christmas season is right around the corner. And just the other day, Nigel revealed to us that the economy projected to decline this fiscal year. So my people, drop on the 2 cents in the comment section where you wanna say. Like up the video, share out the videos, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks for all the support on the channel. Continue to help the channel to grow by sharing and liking the videos. Stay tuned for more videos, stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.